immortals, supermen, interdimensional beings, would-be conquerors, and even death itself.
But wait! There's more!
Absolutely none of these guys stand a chance against the awesome ass-kicking power of the Flash. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Stavel, and today we're here in Star Labs talking about the most powerful Justice League member. Now, if you think I'm talking about Batman,
Your back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
you'd be wrong. Or maybe you think I'm talking about Superman.
Now, boys, let's not fight. After all, it wouldn't be quite fair to Superman.
What the
You'd also be wrong. If you thought of any of those guys, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, you'd be wrong. Because today we're talking about the most powerful Justice League member, the Flash. The Flash is one of the most underrated members of the Justice League, but he's easily the most powerful. And I'm going to tell you how. But first, let's take it back to the beginning. Bartholomew Henry Allen, or Barry Allen as he's known, is a CSI or crime scene investigator for the Central City Police Force. He gained superhuman speed when a lightning bolt came through a window and struck his lab cabinet, soaking him in electrified chemicals. He was created by Robert Carnager and Carmine Infantino in October of 1956 and first appeared in Showcase issue number 4. Now let's get into some of the Flash's superpowers. Now we all know the Flash is fast.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
But you may not know of all the superpowers he possesses, so let's get right into it. First off, he has superhuman reflexes. In fact, he moves so fast he can even dodge lightning. He possesses enhanced senses, including his mental processing speed, which essentially makes him a genius. He's a speed reader, can manipulate antimatter, he can walk through walls, run on water, possesses superhuman strength, electrokinesis, which means he can generate lightning bolts out of thin air and use them as projectiles. He has an accelerated healing factor, which means if he gets hurt in a battle, he heals extremely quick at superhuman speeds. He can casually time travel at any time he wishes. He can just travel back in time or to the future. He can travel through different dimensions. Oh, and he possesses an infinite mass punch, which essentially can just decimate a planet with one hit. Now, the Flash is a hero, but his power set makes him one of the most dangerous threats to the entire multiverse. Because he can not only travel through time, but he can actually warp the fabric of reality, like he did in 2011's Flashpoint. Where, if you're not familiar, he wanted to save his mom's life, so he went back in time to stop the Reverse Flash from killing her. But in doing so, he changed the world, and not for the better. It was a complete disaster. And if you're talking about powerful feats, we learned in the Flash issue 800 that the Flash can now travel between different realities instantaneously. He moves so fast that he can seemingly be in different places at once, even if those different places are on different timelines or in different realities.
Which one's Barry?
Both of them. He made a time limit.
Now that's powerful. And when it comes to powerful characters in DC Comics, there's hardly any that the Flash has not beaten one-on-one. And easily the most powerful character the Flash has ever beaten is the Anti-Monitor. If you don't know, the Anti-Monitor is an interdimensional being who showed up during the Crisis on Infinite Earth's story arc and started systematically destroying Earths all across the multiverse. Different heroes from across the multiverse teamed up to stop him. There was multiple Supermans, Batmans from Earth 3, Earth 4, Earth 5, Earth X. All these different heroes showed up and they all died. There was only one hero strong enough to stop him, the Flash. He pushed himself to the limits of his speed and he beat the Anti-Monitor's ass. But in doing so, he ended up pushing himself way past his physical limits and ended up dying in the process. But he did save the multiverse.
You're welcome.
In the New 52, Darkseid showed up and he was a problem. He was whooping everyone. Superman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, they was all taking L's. But there was one hero powerful enough to beat him all on his own. After Darkseid used a Mazo to unleash his anti-life equation, all of reality was essentially wiped out. Only 5 heroes remained. And Green Lantern was using one of his will bubbles to hold off the anti-life equation from wiping out the last 5 heroes. But we learned that the Flash's connection to the Speed Force actually neutralizes the anti-life equation, which is where Darkseid gets his powers. The Flash was able to run really fast around Green Lantern's power bubble, drawing the energy from the Speed Force and draining Darkseid's power. Then, once Darkseid was weakened, he was able to come out and take him down. Again, saving the world. Then people always want to say, well, the Flash can't beat Superman.
Stop it. Get some help.
If the Flash wanted to, he could destroy Superman at any point in time. Literally. He could go back and kill him as a child, or he could just infinite mass punch him into atoms. Or he could vibrate at the frequency of the wind to where Superman could just fly through him and not even touch him. Then he can vibrate his hand through his chest and crush his heart. Killing Superman wouldn't even be an issue for the Flash. Then I hear people bringing up, well, Superman's just as fast as the Flash. No. It's not even close. And even in the comics, when Superman starts to get a little cocky and he says, hey, Barry, I won some of those races. Barry tells him, man, those was for charity, fool. And then he shows him his true powers and just kind of like blazes away from him. Superman is nowhere even close to the speed of the Flash. And the times he did win, like the comic books say, it was for charity. Got to make him look good. He's America's poster boy. Another one people like to bring up is Injustice. Here's looking at you, Cricket. Superman stands like to be like, well, if Superman wanted to, he could just get angry and take over everything. Well, he could, but that's only because the Flash allows him to. You see, the Flash is Superman's friend, and even though he knows Superman is wrong, he has his back no matter what. And that's actually from the comics. He just allows Superman to rule. How do I know this, you ask? Well, getting back to the comics, in Superman John Kent issue number 6, Superboy, or John Kent, finds himself trapped in the Injustice universe. When he realizes where he's at, he's like, oh crap, I gotta go talk to the Justice League. Let's start with the most dangerous first. He doesn't go seek out Superman, he seeks out the Flash. Because even Superboy knows on any Earth he's on, the Flash is the most dangerous person on that planet at any given time. So how the story goes is, Superman's basically gonna execute a bunch of innocent people for just protesting against him. So Superboy goes and begs the Flash to basically sit this one out and let me and my dad have a fair one-on-one fight. He would rather fight Injustice Superman, the most badass Superman, quote unquote, rather than fight the Flash. That should tell you something. Flash tells him, go ahead, go do your thing, player. But if you hurt Clark, I'll catch you and I'll kill you. To which John Kent just basically says, oh, I know. And he just flies away. Now, if Superman is really all powerful, like people like to claim, Injustice Superman, the most badass, then why would John Kent Superboy, who basically has the same powers as Superman, have to ask the Flash's permission to go fight Superman? Make it make sense.
I am the one, the way your son don't.
And talking about the Injustice universe, whenever anyone stood up to Superman, he just killed him. But when the Flash got fed up with Superman and spoke out against him, Superman came at him with everything he had and hit him dead on.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And the Flash ate that. It was nothing. You had Wonder Woman in the back like, oh my God, you tried to kill him, Superman. But the Flash, being a good friend to Clark, he said, you know what? I'm not even finna fight back. I'm not even finna take you out. He said, I'm just gonna go ahead and head out. But you better not follow me. And then Superman, he knew better. He didn't follow him. Then there was Superboy Prime, who's one of the most powerful evil versions of Superman. If you don't know, he was a good guy during the Crisis on Infinite Earths. He ended up dying, came back real pissed and upset, and he started killing the heroes. He took out the Teen Titans, he took out Superboy, amongst a bunch of other people. But the Flash took him down too. There's also Vandal Savage, who's one of the most dangerous beings in existence. That's because he's immortal, and even if you manage to kill him, he just comes back more pissed off, ready to take over the world all over again. Both Wally and Barry kicked his butt. Or what about the Black Flash, who's literally like the Grim Reaper for speedsters? It's literally said in the comics where the Black Flash goes, the death of a speedster follows. But the Flash has literally outran death itself.
Time wraith.
Immortals, Supermen, interdimensional beings, would-be conquerors, and even death itself.
But wait, there's more.
Absolutely none of these guys stand a chance against the awesome ass-kicking power of the Flash. So we know the Flash can pretty much solo anyone in the DC universe, or pretty much any universe for that matter, but he's also accomplished a bunch of other amazing feats. Like, for instance, the Flash was the fastest person to master a Green Lantern power ring. A power he doesn't use very often, but he can actually see into the future. We figured that out in Flash issue number 2, where he can use the Speed Force to actually see the future. He doesn't actually have to go there. And probably one of his most insane feats ever, besides running to the end of time to outrun death, you gotta admit, that was pretty smart, was in Dark Knight's Death Metal, Speed Metal, issue number 1. Try saying that 5 times fast. Where they figure out they can just use the Speed Force to actually stop time. It was like Wally West, Jay Garrick, and Barry Allen. They figured out that whenever a problem arises that's too big for them to solve in the moment, they can just use the Speed Force, stop time completely, and just take as much time as they need, literally, to figure out how to solve the problem. Think about how powerful and useful that is. And for that reason and more, the Flash is easily the most powerful Justice League member, and if you're being honest, probably the most powerful DC Comics character there is. And that's been my video for today, but before I leave, I want to give a huge shout out to my niece Bella. This video is dedicated to you, and for the rest of you guys all have a blessed day, and I'm out. Peace.